Good morning, and good morning. It's cold outside, 46 degrees. Y'all know? Okay, so today I have on my scarf that says ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I'm trying to look at all the things it says. Um, Tinsel, plums, snow, joy, happiness. Okay. But the scarf itself is doing what it's supposed to do. It's keeping me warm. Okay, I don't like that cold air. So anyway, I'm going to have a good time today with you. We're going to talk about friends. How many of you have friends? Know what a friend is? I think when we are born, we're born with family. Family you inherit. You inherit family. But friends to me are some are seasonal, some are lifelong, some are what I would call in and out, a sprinkling of friendship, and then they move on. Sometimes friends come and they stay long enough to get a project done or to do something special, and then they disappear. But a friend, according to what we're talking about today, mean they're lifelong. They're there. They're there for you. And even if you haven't talked with them in a long time, they still pull the heartstrings when you get a chance to talk with them. Or you make it your business to do a message, or you make it your business to do a the video chat, those kinds of things. What's up, all of that. In fact, I've only done what's up a couple of times where it was actually a video, and I liked it. A little different for me, but I liked it. I mean, I believe eventually we will do more of that. But to me, a friend is just someone of importance, someone that is there with you through thick and thin. Um, some of us have, had periods where we might have gone through some really bad times. It may have been illness. We're dealing with cancers, or we're dealing with financial problems, or children, or spouses, or divorce, or all those kinds of things that really take us to our knees, or take us to where we find it necessary to really needing someone to lean on. And so, to me, if you have a friend that you can lean on, then you're actually in good shape. You're in good shape. So, I found this poem that talks about best friends by Wendy Hinson, Hinson. I found it on the internet. And it goes something like this. It says, the best of friends can change a frown into a smile when you feel down. The best of friends will understand your little trials and understand them to be important. The best of friends will always share your secret dreams because they care. The best of friends, worth more than gold, worth more than gold, give all the love a heart can hold. And when I think about all the friends that I've been so fortunate, to have through the years, um, I know how blessed I am. I know how grateful I am. I know how loved that I am, just knowing that even though my family is someone that I came and there was already an attachment. Um, with friendships, you don't really have to have an attachment unless somebody decides that they are being they want to be a part of your life. They want to be a part of that connection. And so I know I'm fortunate to have the friends that I do, and I have them. I just think about some of my friends. Some of my friends are people who laugh all the time. Others are people who are, givers. They volunteer a lot. Some are storytellers, where you can listen to a good story and you've heard one once they tell it. Or singers, or writers, or poets, and charming people, and dancers. I mean, I just think of all the friendships that I have, and I'm very fortunate that I do have just that, friends. So when I move on into my word of friends, which is Friends, it says friends. It says it there really it's a person or persons whom knows you with and whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of, meaning y'all connected. There's a connection there. It says it's a boon companion. They always used to say, my ace boon coon, my ace boon. They always talked about somebody being close to you, being connected like that. And they said it's a companion. It is a best friend. It's a confidant, somebody that you can lean on, somebody that doesn't mind listening to what it is that you have to say. Makes it really important to know that they care enough about you to sit and listen and talk about things that are bothering you, or you bothering them, or what's bothering them. That's all important. It says that they are also familiar to you. They're your confidant. It says they're your second self, meaning it's not just you, but it's you and somebody else. They're with you, listening to what it is that's going on, helping you analyze it, take it apart, put it back together. All those things make sense. It says they're sometimes your shadow. Sometimes that's what we have, is we have a shadow that makes it where we're comfortable in being able to discuss whatever's on our minds. It says they're also your comrade and your associate. And they always say an associate could be someone that helps you get your business taken care of. So it's always good to have an associate. So I asked you this morning, do you have friends? Do you have friends? How many friends do you have? I love the fact that I have friends that are of different races, of different cultures, of different levels of giving, levels of trust level. It's okay. It's okay, because I think we show people how we want to be treated, and then we treat them accordingly. So it's all relative. It becomes something vitally important to form friendships. Good morning, Maurice. Good morning, Calithia. How are you both doing? Thank you for coming into the space this morning. Just seeing you all pop in. And I was wondering, because I see that there's, 4 people up there that are watching, but I only see 2 on the screen. But no problem. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm going to ask you, do you all have a lot of friends or a few friends? And sometimes you can call friends what I would call the levels of friendship. It could be they're close as your skin. Some of them are further out. Some of them, what information to trust with. Some of them, you can give them money and you'll get it back. That type of thing. Do you have a lot of people in your life that you consider to be friends? Well, I do, and feel very fortunate for that. But when I break my word down this morning, I start with my F. And of course, friends, to me, if I have friendships, it's going to be that we're familiar a lot. Yes. They're familiar with me and I'm familiar with them, and that's okay. Thank you. And a lot is a good summation of what it is that you have, Maurice. You're like me. We got them out there. So familiar is the word I chose for my F. And I said, well known from long or close association. They're familiar. I know them. They know me, and sometimes as I said, your friendships could be leveled by real close, not as close, associate out there, further out, because sometimes you can only give information to 1 or 2 people that really know the inner workings of your mind and your heart, where other people, they're still friends, but they're just not as close in terms of friendship. But familiar talks about them being close, intimate friendships, dear, confidential. You can tell them something and you're not going to hear it again. It's not going to be like on the telephone and it's gone and gone and gone. It says they're easy in terms of the relationships that you formed. They're sociable, chummy, matey. Matey, matey. I didn't know. I knew of mate. I didn't know there was such a thing as matey, but learned that this morning. A buddy. They're and says they sometimes they're thick as thieves, meaning they're just that close. They're really close, and then they said, or they're just thick. They said, hey, got a thick friendship with that person. When we move on in our word, we talk about, oh, functional. Oh, yes, absolutely. You want someone that is functional, that they're doing just as well as you're doing, or when they're not, you're there for them. And when you're not, they're there for you. So that would be a functional association, a relationship. My R, when I move on in my word, I use as something that's reciprocal. When someone has a reciprocal connection with you and you with them, that means whatever's given each way, it's just a part of the relationship. Okay. And so I have reciprocal, meaning given, felt, or done in return. Vice versa. Doesn't matter. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, and Cheryl is a friend. Maurice is a friend. Calithia's is my friend. All of these are my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Respectful. Ooh, that's good right there. That's good. Because I think friendship should be one of respect. You don't overstep your boundaries. You keep it intact, making sure that you always keep them in mind as they would do the same for you. Yes, that's reachable. Ooh, that's really good. The fact that you realize that you can call them up and they're going to answer. You can send them an email or a text and you're going to hear back. Those things to me, that's vital. That's vital when you have a reciprocal relationship with someone. It says given, felt, or done in a return also of an agreement or obligation. Because sometimes we're so close to people, we become obligated. Hi, girlfriend. There's another friend. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Gloria. Love that. Love that, Gloria, too. I tell you, I'm always so realize how blessed I am at the friends that I've made through the years. And we keep it going. And around this time of year, it's so my heart is so big for everybody. I mean, I wish I were a millionaire. Now, I'm not going to tell you I give you $1 million or all that I had, but I would probably give you something. I would give you something that would make you just know that how much I love you and how much I care about you. But I don't have that, so I have to just do it with the basic friendship. And my basic friendship just says, I'm going to be there for you, whatever you need. As long as it's reasonable, I got it. Okay. Especially when it's dealing with the finance. As long as it's reasonable. Okay. Okay. But anyway, also it says when there's a reciprocal relationship of friendship going on, it says it's mutual, it's shared, it's common, meaning, girl, you could come to me. Guy, you could come to me, that kind of saying. It's an exchange between the two of you. It's a joint understanding. It says it's give and take. It's give and take. It's correlative, you know. You just understand it. Correlative. It's right there. It's right there. If I need something, she got it, he got it. They need something, I got it for them. It's just a beautiful thing. Friendship is beautiful. I love it. When I move on in my word, I go with my I being interconnected, having all, constituent parts linked or connected, meaning we're friends, We can skip down like we used to do when we were kids. We would skip down the street together playing games and hide and seek, but yet and still, we still knew where they were. Sometimes we let them get away. Involved, yes. Maurice, that's a great word, that we get involved with people that we love and care about and we form friendships with. And it says that basically it's coordinated, it's unified, and it's integrated. When we think of our friendships with others, sometimes we haven't heard from them and we'll just call them up only because we had a feeling. that something's wrong, or we're trying to make sure that everything is all right. We may not even think on the side of it being wrong. We just think the fact, hey, look, I'm connected to this person. I don't know what's going on, and I need to. Are they okay? My word, I move on in my word of friends. My E is that they are easy and you're easy. They know you. You know them. Achieve without great effort. There's not much to it. We form this friendship, whatever is needed, we're going to be there for it. It says, without great effort, presenting few difficulties. I don't want friendships that make it so difficult that I cannot live, in great conscience or in good conscience, and something's wrong all the time. Like there's always an argument, or there's always, this isn't right, or that's wrong, or, there's so much effort that goes in to cultivating the relationship. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't have time for it. And as I gotten older and moved on in my years, I find people that take up too much time to giving you worry, then I can't put but so much into that. I really can't. Well, I like the easiness. I like it being uncomplicated, undemanding, not difficult, trouble-free, effortless, and unchallenging. That says it all about what easy is, because easy, to me, friendships should be easy. Friendships should be easy. It shouldn't be that you're picking up, a tissue every couple of minutes because, you stepped on toes, or you offended, or you angered. I don't want it. And I try not to do that to people. And I am one who will apologize. You do not have to worry. I'm going to apologize. If I knew I did something that I felt was wrong, I would tell you, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Let's see. Invested. That's good. That's good. Yes, Ardelia. That is great. Invested, involved. Yeah. When we move on in our word here, when I pull my paper up, the light is so bright, because the paper is so white, it just makes it where it's just forming a huge sheen on the screen. So when I move on and I go to my N says nearness. When I have a friend, we're near. Even if we're not physically near each other, we still have that connection. It says the connection of being near and proximity of. That means we're nearby, just a phone call away, just a text message away, or eventually just a ride away. I'll be over there. What's going on? So it really talks about in friendships, accessibility, immediacy, because sometimes we need immediate help. Like if a person that I'm close to is sick, I want to be there for them. If they're sick, I'm going. I don't care. I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to go check on them. It also talks about immediateness, vicinity, and closeness. That's what you want. That's what you want in a friendship. That if you need somebody, that they would be there for you. And I try to be that kind of friend. I try to. So we would look at nearness for me. Anybody have an N that they would write down? An N for their N. It could be nice. Is somebody nice at your friend? Okay. Are they, now the other negative of nearness or the N would be needy. Sometimes you have friends that are needy. And I only take needy if they're, gotten much older and they need things. Then I take needy on. But not when you're young or younger and you're able to do things. Then I feel that you might be taking advantage of me, because it's like, okay, I need you. No, I reserve that, that neediness for later on. When I move on in my word, my D is for devotee. I believe a person, it says a person who is very interested in and enthusiastic about someone or something. That's friendship. That they're devoted to being a friend. You call them and they tell you they need something, and because you know that closeness that you all have and that bond, you're going to do something for them. And it says that when you have someone that's a devotee, either yourself or your friend, it says there is enthusiasm about it. You don't mind it. Hey, I got to go check on so and so. I got to find out, are they okay? It says that sometimes we may be fanatical about them, especially if they've gotten older. Now, those of you who know me when Mrs. Murray was living, Mrs. Murray was 90. I think Ms. Murray might have been 92 when she passed, but Ms. Murray loved me, and I'm surprised because she was a tough one now, but she would let me into her house, and she'd she would always say, she'd either call me Sandy, or she'd call me Dr. Winborn. And she said, Dr. Winborn, I need you to come over here. Done, done. Because in her need, um, she was she was vulnerable, but she was just lovely to me. I loved Mrs. Murray, and felt really felt the loss when she left here. But I was devoted to her. I was devoted to her. Cared about what happened to her. Like she would fall sometimes, and I would go over there and make sure she got to the hospital or wherever she had to go, be it an eye appointment or a foot appointment, wherever she had to go, I was going to take her. And she was saying, but you're so busy. And I said, it has nothing to do with my busy. It has to do with you being all right. And her children didn't live in the area. And sometimes that's when you have a friend. Drama free. Okay, Cheryl. Drama free. Thank you. That's a good one. That is great. But you love who you love, and the friendship, if it's anchored in love, then that means you will do right by that person. You will do right by them. So I was devoted, and it says that I was enthusiastic. I might have been fanatical about her at times because, if I would call over there and she didn't answer her phone, then I was in my car and over there at her house, knocking on the door. And I think eventually they got a lock where I could get in, like it was a cipher, like a lock, that like a cipher lock with the panel that I could input the numbers, and it worked, so I could check on her. But I was a fan, an admirer, and I loved her. Basically that says that's a devotee. And sometimes you can get your children and your spouses and all those to be that way too. Don't get me wrong. But friends, that's an added on. That's an added on that they're outside the family unit. So that makes them very special. And then when I go on to my S, which is my last letter of friends, I talk about sincere. How you could have a relationship as a friend and not be sincere. I am very sincere when I have my friendships. There's people that know how much I love them. They know it, and I tell them. We never know if today is our last day here. So to tell somebody that you love them is meaningful. Because I've even had people say they left this person that passed on, and they said, but the last thing I said to them was that I loved them. It's the last thing I remember saying to my mother. And so sometimes we have to be sincere in our friendships and making sure that they are created and carried along in such a way that everyone knows where we stand, that we stand in togetherness, that we stand in being kind and caring and loving to make the friendship work. But to be sincere talks about the quality of being free from pretense. There's no deceit in it. There's no hypocrisy in it. It's that I love that person, period. They're good to me. Good morning. Good morning, Erica. Love you, girl. That's another little friend. That's my young friend. That's my young friend. And, I think I told you maybe a month or two ago about the importance psychologically of having a wide range of friendships so that they're not just your age. You need the total perspective. So if you can find some younger people and find older people, they become a community of your connection, so that you understand that they see you, you see them, and you recognize them as my young friend. Or and as I go back to Mrs. Murray, she said, yeah, she would always tell me. And then I had another friend too, when I think about Mrs. Murray. And she was funny because she always called me Miss Benborn, and I would answer her. Yes, I would. I would answer. She said, "This Miss Benborn." I said, "It surely is." And, the name was difficult. Winborn is difficult. So, but the friendship was wonderful. And I think she might have been 91. She might have been 91. So, that those many years difference, there's, 30-year differences and stuff. It's wonderful. It's wonderful because wisdom is in the older age, but it's also in the younger age, because the younger make it so that you can still connect with all the things that have to do with you staying connected with the changing world that we live in. This world is changing. And pretty soon I was talking about checkbooks and all kinds of things that eventually you will not find. It says, "You're my friend forever. Love you too." Oh, that is, see, that's what I'm talking about. That friendship, you understand it, you know it. It's a connection. It is a connection, and it's sincere. So in saying something is sincere, talks about it being honesty, truthfulness, genuineness, integrity, trustworthiness, wholeheartedness, candor, bona fide. I love that word, bona fide, meaning it's true. Okay. Openness and absolute candidness. So I say with my sincere self, okay, that I love all who comes in, even if I don't know them yet. I hope to know them more. But I look at the fact that when we have the whole idea of friends, we want to look at, are we familiar with them? Is it a person that we can talk about a reciprocal relationship? Can it be an interconnection of minds, hearts, and conditions? Can we look at how easy it is to form a relationship of kindness, love, and care? Do we look at, are they near or far? And nearness doesn't have to be physical. You can be near with the heart alone. You can be near with the mind alone, so that you're on one accord. And it also talks about being a devotee. The devotedness just talks about, hey, if they need something, call me. No big deal. Call me. And the same for them, for me. If they need me or I need them, it's an exchange. It's an exchange of goodness. And then finally, the fact that when we talk about being sincere, we should be sincere in our friendships. The fact that and have experienced a friendship that calls itself up and not down, you can't nothing but rally in that. You have to rally in the goodness that has been given you. To know a friend is also to be a friend. And I believe that that's what the Bible talks about. It says, in order to be a friend, you have to be a friend. You have to know a friend to be a friend. So it says, not, you can't ask for friendship and you're not friendly. I believe all of you have friends, besides me, that you can lean on for what you need to lean on. It says, through thick and thin, you can lean on a friend. So I want you to have a wonderful day. Be grateful for the friends that you have. Let your friends know. I'm letting y'all all know. Y'all all unnoticed. Y'all my friends, okay? Everybody there. And even if they're not there, they're still my friends. I have loads of them, but I love these guys that they hang in there with me, and I appreciate it so much. But I'm going to see you on Friday. I want you to have a wonderful day. Be safe. A lot of things are happening out in the world here. um, kind of crazy stuff. Okay. Watch your surroundings if you're shopping. I try to come in earlier at night now. I'm not a big late nighter, but I'm getting ready to go help a friend who needs some assistance. So I'm getting ready to go do that now. And then I'm going to rest later on today. But I love you guys. I appreciate you all. If you don't do anything else, hit the share button and let it go out there to the world to know that I am here helping all those to learn to be a friend, but also to continue to come back to let them know that there's more conversation that we can have. I love you. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.